Alright, boys and girls, let's see how this solutions go. So this is for homework 6. It looks like this. Lovely. Okay, here's number 1. Once again, it has distribute on both sides, so we should do the distribution and simplify both sides, and then we'll worry about putting x's on one of the sides and our numbers on the other. So here we got a negative that needs to get distributed to those two numbers. When you distribute, negative times 1 is negative 1, and negative times positive 3 is negative 3, and the x is with the 3. Right side, we got negative 5 times 6 is negative 30. Negative 5 times negative 4 is positive 20x, and we got plus 7 over here. Okay, combine like terms on both sides. This is really easy. On the left here, 7 minus 1 is 6, and you got your subtract 3x. And on the right side, you've got negative 30 and positive 7. When you add those together, you get negative 23. And then the 20x is still on the right side. So here I'm noticing that I got x on the left and x on the right. For variety of purposes, I think I'm going to put my x's on the left. So I'm going to subtract 20x from both sides. And to save on space, I can also get rid of this 6 on the left side at the same time, so like in the same line. So I'm subtracting 6 from both sides, and I'm subtracting 20x from both sides. The 6's on the left are gone, and the 20x's on the right are gone. So on the right side, we just got negative 23 minus 6, which is negative 29. And on the left side, we got negative 3x minus 20x, which is negative 23x. And now, all I have to do is divide by what's in front of x, which is the negative 23, and that will get me my answer. If you have, on the right side, you notice you got negative on top and negative on bottom. Those negatives cancel each other out. When you got two negatives, it makes positive, so you're going to have 29 over 23. I would have, if it's like other fractions you run into, you can reduce them. This one you can't, because no number is common in both 29 and 23. Next one, number 2, just an inequality, but it does have distribution, so I'm going to distribute this 5 through. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 7 is 35. The x is still there. Got to subtract 1 and 3x on the left. So on this one, I can put the x's on the right side. I'll put them on the right side this time. So I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. And to save on space, I'm going to also subtract both sides by 25. Okay, so you'll notice I'm getting rid of the 3x's on the left, and I'm getting rid of the 25's on the right. Left side, I have negative 1 minus 25, which is negative 26. Right side, I got negative 35 minus 3, and those both with x's. That gets you negative 38x. So now I need to get rid of what's in front of the x, which is that negative 38. So I'm going to divide both sides by negative 38. And whenever you divide by negative, you have to switch your inequality sign. So I'm going to switch its direction. And get a little line going. Oh no. Erase, erase, erase. Okay. Switched sign. And the x will come down. And then I got negative 26 over negative 38. The negatives cancel, giving us positive. And 2 goes into both of those. And so I'm going to reduce that fraction to make the top 13. And the bottom is going to be 19. And this gives us our answer, which is 13 over 9 is greater than x, or if you flip it around, you'll have x is less than 13 ninths. Okay, both are the same answer. Number 3, another solving one, but it's an equation, and it does have a distribute again. You notice distribute's kind of a theme for this homework. Okay, I'm going to distribute that negative 2 through. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. Negative 2 times 3x is negative 6x. Other side, there wasn't any distribution going on, so I'll just leave it like that. Left side, I can combine like terms here, the 3x and the subtract 6x. So when you got 3x and you subtract 6x, you get negative 3x. The subtract 6 is still there, and the right side is still the same. Okay, now I'm going to choose to put my x's on my left, because I can. So I'm going to subtract 4x from both sides. And since I want my x's on the left side, I'm going to get rid of the subtract 6 on the left by adding 6 to both sides. Okay, so 6's on the left are gone, 4x's on the right are gone. And we're left with negative 3x minus 4x, which is negative 7x. Right side, we have negative 8 plus 6, which is negative 2. Now I need to get rid of what's in front of x, which is negative 7. So I need to divide both sides by negative 7. Give me x is equal to 2 over 7. Once again, the negatives cancel each other out. So when you get negative over negative, it's really positive. So I get x equals positive 2/7. And now we're on the last one. On the last video, I blew through the fraction problem. I'm going to go a little bit slower on this one, and I'm not going to just divide by the denominator this time. I'm actually going to use the fraction, because I want you guys to see that there's multiple ways to do this. So on this one, I still got the parentheses, and so I'm going to distribute what's in front. That's at 2/5. 2/5 times x is 2/5 x. Okay, 2/5 times 2. Well, if you got 2/5 and you double your number of fifths, you're going to get 4/5. Okay, and on the right side, we've got x plus 3. Okay, I still need to decide which side I want my x on. Here, I'm going to pick the left side. Okay, so I need to get rid of the x on the right by subtracting x, and when you do to one side, you do to the other. And I'm just going to do that step for now. If you got 2/5 of an x, and you take away a whole x, you're going to get to negative 3/5 x. The subtract 4/5 is still on the left side, because I haven't done anything to it. And on the right side, all I got is the positive 3. Okay, the x's disappear. Okay, now I need to get rid of this subtract 4/5 here. So I'm going to add 4/5 to both sides. Add 4/5. And now I'm going to go over here to the right side here. And I have negative 3/5 x is greater than or equal to 3 plus 4/5. Well, you can just write that as 3 and 4/5. You can turn that into an improper fraction, which I'm going to do right now. To get improper fraction, you take your denominator, you times it by the number in front, and then you add the number on top. So 3 times 5, 15, add the 4 on top, give you 19 over 5. Okay, so now we're at this kind of tricky situation. A lot of people mess this up on the test, and I'm actually going to move to a new screen, where we were trying to get rid of this fraction that's in front of x, this 3/5. On the test it was 1/3. And so to get rid of that fraction, what you need to do is multiply by the reciprocal, which is a fancy name. And that just means you multiply by the number that's in front of x, flipped upside down. So I'm going to take negative 3/5 and I'm going to flip it upside down, and I'm going to multiply both sides by that number. So if you take negative 3/5 and flip it upside down, you're going to get negative 5/3. So I'm going to multiply both sides by negative 5/3. On the left side, if you have negative 5/3 times negative 3/5 x. And if you notice, I made a little mistake here. I multiplied by a negative, and so I need to flip my symbol around in the middle. So I need to flip it around to get less than or equal to. And I need to take 19/5 and times by negative 5/3. Okay, so the magic of multiplying by the reciprocal is when you do that, you get 1. Those numbers cross out, 5, the 5's cancel, the 3's cancel, and on the left you just get x. On the right side, you still have, you can cancel a little bit. You can get rid of that 5 because there's a 5 up top, and we're left with 19 and the negative to get negative 19 on top, and on the bottom we just have the 3. So x is going to be less than negative 19/3. So the main problem with these fraction ones is our poor ability with fractions, and I hope this gave a little bit more explanation than my last video, but if not, I highly recommend practicing with fractions. Go back to any resource you can find on the internet and remember how to multiply fractions, how to add fractions, how to turn fractions into different forms and all that. Okay? I hope this was useful. Enjoy.